Hey, it's Brent from the Crypto Basic Podcast. Thanks for finding your way to our YouTube channel. What follows here is a clip from our Friday flagship episode. And what that is it's an episode that covers the news and goings on of the week. And we've kind of broken that down into individual segments now when we throw it up on YouTube. So if you like what you see, you can listen to the full episode wherever you get your podcasts. And the link is in the description below. And if you like the video format, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and like the video. We would appreciate it. Mike, why don't we talk about Square? They've got a new open source Bitcoin cold storage solution that I remember seeing Lummyflux throw in one of the chats. I never got around to looking at it. You did. What do we have here?
Yeah, this was pretty interesting. So, Cash App and Square in particular, they've introduced a little bit of features slowly but surely. They're testing everything a little bit. They've been trading in Bitcoin, and now they've decided that they need a internal cold storage solution, and they put enough time and resource into it that they decided to release the entire code on GitHub, because they solved a problem that they expect many other companies are going to need. So
respect.
What did they do exactly? Jack Dorsey basically believes that Bitcoin should be the native currency of the internet. That's what he's looking for. They have traditional payment models inside Square Cash because they also handle traditional payment systems. You can use your bank in normal, in and out. So one of the payment processing models is called a hardware security model. It's an HSM, and they're used more in the traditional finance, and now they're going to be used in the crypto side. And part of what Square Cash has been doing, they've been testing how these hardware security models worked for their fiat side and now to crypto. Basically, the offline wallet is going to be called Sub-Zero. It's going to be the cold storage solution for them. One of the things that they're going to do is called layering. And I found this to be particularly interesting. So, Brent, the best way I could visualize this, if you want to participate here with me, we have a Crypto Basic wallet. And that would be our cold storage, all right? I don't know why we're doing hands, but I'm
You told me you wanted me to participate. I'm in.
Well, I was talking with my hands, but in either case, all right. So we have a Crypto Basic wallet, right? And Bitcoin has a multi-signature feature. So one of the ways that they can provide a layering solution is that multiple people from the multi-sig process have to sign all the transactions from the cold wallet. Like a certain number of these people have to interact with the transactions from the cold wallet, and they're only going to be allowed to be sent to addresses that are hot wallets on the Square Cash of all the Bitcoin wallets that Square Cash has. So there's going to be so many layers of attacks that the only paths for these coins from the cold wallet has to go through multiple of their internal wallets in order to exit the entire layering solution.
So is that
along here?
Is that to like stop fraud or
It's to stop everything. It's to stop outside attacks. It's to stop hacking. It's just intercepting funds. Any of the interceptions along the way.
So your cold storage can only go at Square, and then once it's on Square, you're in Square.
The way I was trying to understand it was basically the main hub for the cold storage is going to be dependent on how large the individual cold storage options are. The larger the wallets are, the more layers they can build in front of it, to where the money has to go through a certain chain of wallets with signatures on each one in order to actually start moving itself through the business into the hot wallets. And then I'm imagining the process gets a lot more difficult when it's moving outside of Square to other networks.
Okay, well, that seems very complicated.
I found an exact quote that I was not able to recreate in a way that made sense. So I'm just going to steal it, but I thought this was the best way to describe it. So Sub-Zero is the name of the cold storage solution of this entire process. Sub-Zero uses a geographically distributed multi-party signing ceremony using a combination of smart cards and passwords.
Oh, okay. So I think what they're doing is similar to the Power of Tau, which is they are distributing. It's probably similar in some way to Zcash or the Zcash protocol, where they've distributed out a bunch of different things to create this this signature or this private key that they need, and it's in different geographic locations, and there's different ways of coming up with it, so that as long as not every single person on every single piece of the planet in the world decides to collude together or whatever that's doing this, then it's going to be secure. If everybody decides, if all, like, say 1,000 people that they've distributed it to decide to collude, then it's not secure. But if only one person does what they're supposed to do, then it's secure. That's what I'm guessing. It sounds like that.
So Brent, one of the security engineers at Square, I was wondering if you could help me out with his name here.
Oh God, that is Alok Mengrani.
So basically, I decided that I wanted to understand these HSMs a little more, and he wrote an article on Medium, which I found to be very in depth, and it was a little bit above my head, but I was able to try to take some pieces of it out. Basically, he says that these HSMs are used in the traditional payment industry to store cryptographic key material, and then also perform operations with those keys, and it can do it automatically. Now, one of the interesting things that was in this, they can replicate private keys in wallets that have never had the plain text key material like released in any format. So basically, you can have private keyed wallets with private keys that have never become plain text. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that might be how I don't know for sure, but I think that might be how Ledger works. Like the Ledger Nano doesn't have plain text private keys inside of it, but based on the algorithm plus the seed phrase that you put into it, can generate the private keys on your computer. So I think that's similar, which makes sense for a cold storage solution.
So they also mentioned a little internal auditing tool that they're going to include with this software. It's called Bean Counter, and it's written in Go. Go is a computer language that's common where exactly?
I can't remember. I know we've talked about it before, but I don't know enough about it to say. I know it's a computer language though. Yes.
Yeah, I also forget where that's more popular. So basically, it's an internal auditing tool that's going to automatically audit all the wallets on the network that's behind these layers. There's going to be multiple layers of security involved. And honestly, like the main purpose of this to me seems like it's a interesting off-chain type solution for unique customizations and implementing business-related rules. So really, it just sounds like a Bitcoin smart contract to me. Is that kind of what you're getting?
Here's what I think this is for, and I'm speculating here. So join me in my speculation. I think that this is going to be their way to accept cryptocurrency, and they are going to either allow you to purchase or send you for free, like Square does. You can get that little reader that plugs into the headphone jack of the phone. Well, you can't because you have an iPhone, but Kareem and I could plug it into our phones if we wanted to. And you swipe the card, the magnetic stripe there. I think they're going to probably have a piece of hardware that will function as the cold wallet, and a business won't need to know much about it other than if you want to take a Bitcoin transaction, you press this button. That is my guess as to what this is. Endgame.
Ultimately, that sounds like what their long-term goal is, right? Like if that's the end game, we could be going through the process right now,
and that's super exciting. I've been really happy with everything that Jack's doing over there. Square is what we use for our businesses. I use it. I have the Square Cash card, gets me 15% off Chipotle anytime I use eat Chipotle. It's great. If you want to sign up for Square Cash, links in the show notes. You get $5. So do we. I think.
Please,
nobody's ever used it.
One of these, please go get one.
No, seriously, like they have these power ups, and you get. You can only activate one per day, but one of them is 15% off Chipotle. So literally, like I go to Chipotle all the time, 15% off every time I go now, just for no reason. Like 15% extra money. That's $2 every time I eat a bowl.
Yeah, every time you spend $10, you get to make some $1.50, and that's making
Chipotle.
money. So there was a quote that wrapped this up that I wanted to share with you guys that I thought was really interesting. So the quote ended with, "We hope that by sharing our work, we can make it easier for others to fulfill their security needs, enabling even more innovation and better protection for all players in the cryptocurrency space. In the long run, since we had to solve problems that other companies will face, we are interested in standardizing some of our work." And to me, like, that's awesome. Like, I'm really glad that, they're able to see the big picture sometimes.
Going open source is very commendable. It opens you up to somebody just kind of stealing the code, but I don't think that whoever steals this code is going to be ready with the hardware they're going to be ready with. And even if they are, they don't really care. They're cool with competition. They know they're going to be the best. They're going to send this out, and they're going to be like, you're going to be able to take crypto very easily as a business if you want to very soon.
And that's the spirit of open source.
Yep.
Here's what we created. It's good. You can check it. You can copy it, improve it. We're already ahead of you. Let's do it.
I feel like we've been really early, very pro Square Cash supporters.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I've been using it for a couple of years, and that's essentially my Bitcoin on ramp. Like, you can send your Bitcoin out of it, and it's super easy. I'm not buying any amount that I have to care about their spreads. So, it's the easiest way for me to do a Bitcoin transaction. And I constantly will, like, one of the things that I'll do is when I do swipe my Square card for Chipotle, I put the savings into Bitcoin. So, like, if I had $1.50, since there's no fee and it's just a spread, if I had $1.50 in savings, I literally just buy $1.50 worth of Bitcoin. Hey, it's Brent again. Remember me from the beginning of the episode? I'm here to remind you that the Crypto Basic Podcast are not financial advisors. We're, in fact, idiots, and everything we are doing here is for your entertainment only. All investments have inherent risk. Please do your own research. Do not listen to us. And never invest more than you can afford to lose. Thanks for watching.